The metric system is a unit of measure based on powers of 10. For that reason, it's easy to convert from a small unit of measure to a larger one. As you move to the left of the scale, the units get bigger, and as you move to the right, the units get smaller. The way the system works is by attaching a prefix to a unit of measure. Now, in the metric system, there are 3 particular units of measure that we'll use: meters, grams, or liters. As you get bigger, you add a prefix. So here I have a decameter. So there's the prefix deca, and then meter, or decagram, or decaliter, depending on what unit you're using. Again, larger still would be a hectometer, and finally a kilometer. You've probably heard of a kilometer before in measuring distance. Hectometers and decameters, maybe not. A hectometer would be good for measuring the size of a farmer's field, per se. Now, as you move to the right and the units get smaller, we start with a deci, like a decimeter, or a decigram, or a deciliter. And then the next prefix is centa, so a centimeter most of us have heard of. That would be 1/100th of a meter. And finally, a millimeter, which is our smallest unit of measurement as far as length goes when we talk about a millimeter. You might find it helpful to make up a way to remember the prefixes. Sometimes I've heard little rhymes or songs to help you remember the order. One that I've heard of before is King Henry's daughter, Mary, died chasing men. So it's just a funny little rhyme to help you remember the beginning letters of each of the prefixes. So king for kilometer, H for hectometer. Daughter is a DA, and hopefully that'll remind you that it's a decameter. Now, Mary, I put in there for a meter, but actually it could be any unit. So you might want to change the daughter's name, or just remember that Mary's in place of any of the units. DI for deca, and C for centimeter, and M for millimeter. That might help you remember the order of all the prefixes. Now, converting from one to another will just be simply a matter of dividing by 10 if you're moving to the right. Each square gets divided by 10, or if you're moving to the left, multiplying by 10.